Alright, so the other day I was trying to swat a spider with my shoe, and so I chased it to the wall. When I started thumping the wall, a giant appendix flashed out from the wall, and then something burst out, and it was a spider, but it was wearing hair curlers and a bathrobe. And then I realized that was the spider's mom, and she started swatting me with flip-flops.
We're live, by the way.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys later.
I just have the image in my head of the Space Ghost episode where he chases the fire
I'll teach
ants.
him to be a spider.
Because the very end of that episode, he just goes to like this giant fucking ant. He's like, "Hey,
Safety
your
first.
son bit me."
I can push
As he's
that.
being chased by the ant, he just screams, "Your son's a moron!" I don't actually hate spiders.
I'm kind of afraid of them, but they fascinate me too.
For me, it's because yes, I am frightened of them, but for me, it's more of a I'm not scared of. I'm not as worried about them. It's kind of a if they don't bother me, I don't care. But if they start getting close to me, I'm gonna
What's
start
this?
bolting the other way.
A package marked return to sender.
I don't want to talk to normal.
Yeah. You know, this game could use some more ghost. Oh, he's already got the materials. He just needs some ghosts, and we're good.
That comes from the games room.
You know, it's funny to me that there was actually sequels to this game.
Seriously?
Yeah. There's Lasagna World Tour and Saving Arlene,
I
and
can
I think
push
only
this.
one of them actually came out in America. They're not great, but at least Lasagna World Tour is more interesting because you actually have Garfield going around the world for lasagna or something. I don't remember what the story of that game is. I just know that it's more interesting because at the very least there's different
I can
settings.
push that.
And you can kick Odie into large bodies of water where you can then just use him as a platform.
Hooray.
I wish I had the money to get someone to draw us in what would essentially be our recording room.
I'd draw it, but you gotta give me some time. I ain't all there yet.
I know.
If you want to appear smarter, hang around someone stupider.
Good advice, Garfield.
That's not wrong.
I can pull this.
Words are not coming. But yeah, no, I would like to do. I would like to do something like that, especially having especially like even if it's just you, me, and Sophie, and not even really including Walker, just having the three of us.
Ginormous chopsticks.
It would be a nice
Where's the
little.
chow mein?
Don't
Although-
include
I
him.
can't wait to play
Yeah,
this.
I'd like to include Walker because at the very least it is mainly us who do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And Phantom too. And John and Alma. Mark.
And Brian.
Yeah. Him too.
We haven't had Phantom or John in a while though.
Yeah. I miss him.
Well, I know Phantom left because he just got bored of doing of doing it. And granted,
Yeah.
and granted, that's less of a doing the playthroughs and more doing the streams that we used to do. And I get it. But it for me, if I were to do a picture, I'd rather just have
I can
the
pull
people
that.
who were usually in on commentaries as opposed to people who were in on streams.
Yeah.
That being said, I do love that canonically the recording room is supposed to look like the first Doctor's TARDIS interior.
Put that back in the front garden.
I hate that it takes a long time for me to realize how to actually put this, because that's supposed to be the garage door light. It takes me ages to finally figure out how to put it where it belongs. Also, so I mentioned this to Rumpy ages ago at this point, but the attic is actually somewhat bugged because there is a minigame that you're able to do up here for puzzle pieces, but that minigame, at least on the PC version, that minigame will actually crash the game. Yeah. I do show off the minigame at least once, but you cannot actually complete it. On the bright side, it's only for puzzle pieces, and as far as I know, the puzzle entirely is just optional, plus the fact that you don't actually need every puzzle piece the game has to complete the puzzle.
That comes from the back garden.
So it's not even really that big a deal. I do show off the puzzle.
Stretch. My rubber chicken.
Which I am positive that it is, because I think I mentioned back in like the first part of this that I am using the Garfield Plus mod. They do change the...
Stay away from me.
Okay, fine. The Garfield Plus mod does change a few things, one of which is they actually changed the puzzle. They changed the final puzzle image because I think originally it's supposed to be an image of Garfield and Odie hugging each other, but with the mod they changed it to like a fan image. I'm not going to spoil what that fan image is because it did kind of crack me up. But I do show off the puzzle. I mean, it's going to be a while before we see it, but...
I can push this.
Watch in amazement as I completely misunderstand how to actually get up on...
Stupidville. Population 1.
You know, I love how much Garfield gives shit to Odie, and yet a lot of the advertisements I've seen for the new Garfield movie actually has Garfield, not Garfield, actually has the movie itself treat Odie like he's actually Garfield's trusty sidekick, and it's like, Garfield fucking hates Odie.
Well, I mean, he is kind of a sidekick.
Yeah. I mean, he, like, to be fair, yeah, like, they're not wrong. Odie is basically Garfield's sidekick. But they act as though he's, like, Garfield would be nothing without... Garfield would be completely and utterly useless without Odie, and yet, like... Odie is a stereotypical dumb dog. He doesn't really... Outside of essentially being comic relief, he doesn't really do much. Although, from what I've seen of clips of the movie, like, Odie actually, they make the joke that Odie is basically like a trusty sidekick, and that's essentially how he's supposed to be in the new movie. So, I'm not complaining about how they're advertising it, or even how he is in the movie. It's just, more just bring it up because it's kind of funny that they act like every other continuity, Garfield gives shit to Odie, and then it's like, and then you see the movie and it's like, oh, he's Garfield's trusty sidekick. It's like, okay, you're full of shit. Well, for me, it's like saying that Tom and Jerry are friends, and it's like their asses are not friends.
Sometimes friends.
It depends on the continuity. Because I know there have been some of the direct-to-DVD movies where they do work together. Actually, to me, it makes me feel more of a... They're, like, Garfield and Odie are friends like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Like, a lot of recent stuff has shown them more as friends as opposed to actually hating each other.
I wonder if John used this on Odie's brain.
But at the same time, they show them as friends a lot more in recent stuff, but at the same time, it's like Roadrunner on multiple occasions, not Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote on multiple occasions, like, has been trying to capture the Roadrunner. Although at this point I'm wondering, like, was it ever confirmed that he's trying to catch a Roadrunner to actually eat the Roadrunner, or is he trying to catch a Roadrunner just to catch him?
I think it was to eat him. It was always about eating.
I vaguely remember one of the cartoons where we actually see his dad. His dad wanted them to catch him, and I think that was more just to prove that he could. I mean, it's something that I actually...
Cats are poetry in
it's an
motion.
idea that I liked about
Dogs
the Wile
are
E.
gibberish
Coyote...
and neutral.
Coyote versus Acme movie that we'll probably never see because Warner Brothers hates having anything that'd be profitable.
Yep.
Put this back in the bathroom.
But... Coyote versus Acme actually had them more as friends. Where...
I can pull that.
Where in that it really did feel more of a... He was just trying to catch Roadrunner just for the sake of catching
I'll
Roadrunner.
teach him to be a spider.
As opposed to actually trying to, actually intending to eat him. And part of me does enjoy that idea. Like,
that belongs in the garage.
I remember one of my favorite clips
Oh,
I've
yuck.
ever seen
A spider.
of Wile E. Coyote is there is a bit where they go through tunnels and both of them shrink shrink down to like minuscule size, and then they go back through, and Roadrunner goes back to full size, but the Coyote is still like
I was
a
hoping for
miniature
chocolate chip.
miniature size. And he does technically catch Roadrunner in that short, and he holds up a sign. It's like, okay, I caught him. Now what?
Oh yeah, I remember that scene.
It is one of my favorite clips. It's like, well, I technically caught him. Now what? Now what do I do? Because a lot of people bring up, it's like, oh, well, he spends all this money on Acme products. Why doesn't he just use money to get food? And I'm thinking, and that's one of the reasons why I think at this point
I can push that.
he really is just chasing. He is just chasing the Roadrunner just for the sake of chasing him at this point. Because, yeah, he easily could use that money to buy food, and yet he... Sorry. It's like... Part of my head, like, right behind my ear is starting to get itchy. Anyway, but yeah, like, he easily could just buy himself a meal instead of constantly chasing the Roadrunner. So I just feel like he's doing it for the chase at this point.
Clive, my invisible buddy. Long time no see. What's that, Clive? If I clean up all the wind-ups, you'll help me out?
Well, if you're ready for the game to crash.
This is where the wind-up
Hey,
robots
what?
go.
There's a reason I saved the game before coming back to the attic.
This is
Because
where the
at this
wind-up
point-
monsters go.
At this point, the game had already crashed on me like twice before. And so I was scared. It's like, alright,
This is where the wind-up
I wanna make sure-
vehicles go.
I want to make sure that I get all of the stuff out of the attic that I can. And then immediately went to do the collect the wind-up toys minigame.
Oh, yuck. A spider.
Which also has which has two different bugs. Because I mentioned that the game actually crashed on me in this section twice. There's another slightly more annoying bug to me, where, if you notice, this minigame is timed.
Oh.
Yeah. This minigame, you have 3 minutes to get all of the toys in the right place. Once you actually get all of the toys in one of the cabinets, so say you get all of the monster toys, or all of the little wind-up vehicles, it doesn't matter. As long as one of the cabinets is filled,
yuck.
this
A
bug will still
spider.
trigger. And that bug isn't the crash that I keep mentioning. No, the bug that I'm mentioning actually has it where you'll see here. So there's a reason why I'm chasing the spider. That's because putting up any of the toys will actually screw up your vacuum, where you cannot suck in or blow anything out, meaning you cannot pick up the toys.
That sucks.
Oh yeah. Like it is just extremely annoying to do this minigame to such a point that the one guide I found on this game legitimately says, just don't do this minigame.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, also, once you put a toy in the cabinet, they don't stop. They don't stop moving. So they can actually walk out of the cabinet. Yeah, no, like at this point in this minigame, like, it's not hard. It is not a hard minigame in the slightest. But with all of the bugs dedicated to the game, it's not worth it.
Walker.
Oh, hey, Walker's here.
Up.
What are you creatures doing?
We are testing our wills in one of the most infamous games out there. The Garfield game.
I wouldn't say one of the most infamous, but it is just kind of a nothing game.
Seriously, there's nothing to comment on this game.
It got to a point where in an earlier part I actually pulled out a box of Butterfingers and just read the ingredients.
Oh boy, can't wait to comment on this riveting episode.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, both were almost at the end of this part, and we're almost at the end of the playthrough. So you did luckily get past the worst of it by not being cured.
Man. But it seems like I didn't get. It seems like I didn't get past enough of the worst of it. I guess you're still playing.
Yeah, we're still playing.
We're still stuck. Help! Get us out of here.
I mean, I could, but
Yeah, that would imply Walker actually wanted to do that.
Okay, you son of a.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, we only have 3 parts after this.
finish that statement. Come on, do it.
You son of a motherless goat.
Huh?
Making movie
You,
references earlier. I had nothing.
Well, Rumpy, there's only one thing I have to say to that.
But
That was.
You know, this would have been a good time to do the more Coco story if we hadn't already used that for one of the Batman parts. Good old more Coco.
Well, I mean, it's your fault for mispronouncing something earlier.
And don't do it again.
I know you will. Sadly, I'm very aware of your.
Squirts.
Condition.
You reach the end?
Yep, game crashed. Didn't you hear the Wii crashing sound? We'll see you guys next part.
Take care.